A young, beautiful girl named Belle comes out of her house early in the morning. All her neighbors think Belle is strange, but they love her very much for sincerity and kindness. Belle, the sole reader in town, returned a book to the library. The girl chose a previously read book as no new ones were being added. Gaston, a former soldier, is one of Belle's suitors. Gaston's close friend LeFou tells him that marrying a reader would bring nothing, but Belle does not remember her mother, and her father constantly claims she was different and fearless. Soon, Maurice was taking his daughter to the fair. Rose alone. Gaston, the town's leader, is furious because Belle does all the housework and teaches the girls to read and write. Gaston's claim that unmarried, childless women end up like neighborhood beggar Agatha did not impress Belle. She furiously rejected his marriage proposal. When wolves chased Maurice into the woods, he found himself in the snow in June and tried to force his horse away. Are you enjoying this video? Click that sexy subscribe button. After Philip went, the horse fled from the wagon, and wolves attacked Maurice. Philip escaped and returned. Maurice entered the castle at night to seek the owner's help. The torches were lit, but the owner was nowhere to be seen. Voices also started. Maurice was scared because strange things were happening around him, and he did not know the castle's furniture was alive. Maurice ate after seeing a delicious lunch. During his dinner, the cup of tea started talking to him. Maurice panicked and ran away, but he realized he had promised to bring his daughter a rose. Maurice saw a big monster after selecting the rose. The castle is cursed, Maurice said when Belle saw Philip. The castle's owner then declared that anyone who stole a rose from his garden would be imprisoned for life. Belle accepted the sentence because she wanted the rose. Named Cogsworth, the charmed attendants greeted Belle and informed her she could explore the palace except for the West Wing. They showed her her beautiful private chambers, where the furniture cleaned itself and the closet spoke. Gaston reminded his pal that he is the neighborhood's most eligible bachelor and that all the ladies want to marry him. Madame de Guerreve had chosen a colorful garment for their visitor, but Belle refused to wear it. Gaston's father, Maurice, ran into the pub, yelling that a monster had taken his daughter, and the customers laughed at him, thinking he was crazy. Gaston was the only one who promised to help and wanted to take the girl to the monster's castle. His mother was overjoyed. Mrs. Potts's beast was furious to discover the meal prepared for two. The castle's owner had not authorized the prisoner's relocation, but a servant had claimed that she may be the key to removing the curse. The beast was cruel and insisted that the girl eat with him. He rejected the servant's instruction to be more valiant. Belle refused the beast's supper offer, and the castle's owner said she would starve if she didn't. When the beast came to investigate the wilting rose behind glass, West Wing personnel were understandably nervous. Lumiere invites Belle and her son to dinner against the owner's wishes, despite Cogsworth's pessimism. When Belle entered the area, the kitchen equipment and furniture started whirling in a dance, and the charmed servants finally became human. After waiting all day for the girl who can lift the curse, Mrs. Potts reminds the beast that despite appearances, he is not bad. Heart left Belle went to the West Wing despite the servant's advice and saw the young prince's painting Claude. Hood was furious and chased the ugly guest away. The palace attendants failed to stop Belle from fleeing. After she saddled the horse, wolves chased Belle into the woods. Belle was too weak to resist the predators after falling from the horse. The beast quickly rescued her and fought the wolves. While Maurice showed Gaston the enchanted castle and snowy forest, neither of which existed, she placed the wounded beast on her horse and galloped back to the castle. Gaston was furious and departed with Maurice, believing the old guy was insane. Gaston's fist left him chained in the woods. Belle treated his wounds as the master slept. The servants told her that Beast's mother had died when he was a boy, and that his cruel father had trained him to be like him. The beast is loved by the castle's captivated occupants. Belle wants to help, but the servants will not tell her how to break the curse. Agatha freed and strengthened Maurice. Belle retained Beast and was surprised to discover his high IQ and passion for reading. Beast showed the woman his huge book collection after assuring her of his knowledge. After viewing so many books, Belle was pleased and decided to have dinner with Beast, even though he had stopped using a spoon. Later that day, they strolled over the snowy landscape. Belle reading a love novel let the girl realize Beast was not that horrible. Beast was also surprised because before all people were afraid of him and considered him a disgusting monster, not seeing him as human. Gradually, the beauty and Beast realized they had feelings for each other. The servants are sure that Belle will break the spell. One day, Belle noticed that Beast was reading a book about love. She thanked him for saving her back then in the woods. Belle also confessed that her neighbors think she is strange and that she dreams of seeing the world. The Beast showed a girl a special book that could transport her to any corner of the world. Belle imagined the apartment in Paris where she was born, and they were transported right there. When Beast found the mask of the plague doctor, Belle realized that her mother had died of the plague and that her father was forced to leave. Gaston has convinced everyone that Maurice is insane and dangerous. The Beast was worried about the event, since the rose had only 4 petals and the servants had little time to prepare him and his gorgeous yellow costume. Beast's jaw fell when he saw Belle, and they danced around the magical ball, until Belle realized that she would never be happy in captivity because of her profound longing for her father. The Beast showed the youngster a magic mirror in which Belle witnessed her father being brought to the mad institution. Knowing this was Belle's last opportunity to save her native people, he let her go and gave the glass to the girl so she would remember him. Belle ran to the enchanted castle and showed the Beast that she had been there. Beast let the girl go because he loved her. Maurice was carried into the carriage. Gaston offered to help him with Belle, but he declined. Gaston rallied the people to chase the monster with torches, pitchforks, and spears. Belle attempted to tell them Beast was safe, but they shoved her into the carriage and took her home to her father. LeFou disapproved but remained with the Beast because he was terrified of his companion. Belle's father, a mechanic, picked the lock as she tried to flee to notify Beast. After Maestro Cadenza fainted on LeFou, the charmed servants plotted to defend their castle against the Beast, who had lost all desire to live. Gaston failed to aid his friend. Belle ran to her lover, while Mrs. Potts saw her husband, who had lost his memory along with the kingdom. LeFou caught her. Gaston persisted while people fled the castle in terror. The Beast did nothing to stop him. Gaston shot Belle after realizing she loved Beast. Belle was appalled to see the rose virtually withered and the castle falling. Gaston and the Beast fought. Beast let him go, but Gaston shot him in the back with his meekness. Prince Adam and Belle were honored with a feast when Mr. Potts found his son and wife. Did you enjoy the video? Click that sexy subscribe button. Now click this video. Don't miss its shocking and sexy ending.